Tasmania is home to some amazing people, and even though our communities may be remote, we are linked across the state by our hopes for a better future. But some Tasmanians experience targeted violence or hate crimes. These crimes hurt more because they tell people they do not belong or are not welcome. We can all play a role in changing this story and creating more inclusive communities.
We could do something here in Tasmania because we are small and because we are so diverse. We could do something really well because of, people knowing each other and those connections.
I think a Charter of Human Rights and all of the communications that would go with the establishment of that would be the best way of increasing community awareness of the rights of older people and all of the other people who experience targeted violence.
I really think having a Human Rights Act in Tasmania would benefit Apollo people immensely in relation to racism, targeted hate crimes.
I think government needs to play an active role if they want people to stay in Tasmania, because one of the reasons I have heard that people don't want to live in Tassie because they're not tolerant enough. They are not ready to accept migrants.
I think education plays a fundamental role in people moving forward and creating a safe environment for everyone. There are lots and lots of resources out there that you can access, and having conversations with community leaders and even family members, you can learn a lot.
What I'd really like to happen is that our experiences are taken as fact and seriously, and that they need to be responded to, not in that kind of way, or here's 5 trips to the psychologist or whatever, but they need to be, solutions need to be made with us.
Educate yourself, educate others, raise awareness, show up. I think, having strong, not just allies, but accomplices for the Indigenous community is really, really important. Show up to January 26th, come support everyone, support Uncle Jimmy, do all of that, because, we're stronger together.
Everybody deserves to live peacefully.
Let's own up to it as a country, and let's work on a way forward together, because I think that's the only way we're actually going to solve these issues.
Having that support around you is very important, and it could come from a friend, a neighbour, of your community, wider community. Maybe it could be a WhatsApp group or a social, but it's important to have that support.
An interrupter, that's almost what a bystander needs to do, is interrupt the situation. Coming up and going, do you need help? And I don't think any of us are asking a bystander to come in and do kung fu and knock the people out.
We're not asking people to put themselves in danger, but the simple things of just going and standing beside someone, just recognising, or after they've experienced something in the community, just going up, hey, are you okay?
I think it's not just turning up, as someone once told me, to the party. It's not just turning up to the action, it's actually to make sure in the everyday spaces of our lives we're saying something around the dinner table, in our workplaces, in our community organisations, in our sports clubs, even in our churches.
And the more we unite together, the more we will push away the negative commentary in communities. So it's up to individuals, it's up to businesses, it's up to government to have a consistent message and approach so that we can unite as one community.
Don't be scared to ask questions. Don't be scared to educate yourself, Don't be scared to, you can make mistakes.
We all know it exists. We all need to support people. We need to support each other. And we need to make sure that we can direct people to places where they can report what's been happening, because the last thing we want to see is people just keeping this to themselves.
In Lutruwita, we have one of the oldest living cultures in the world, and we have so many stories and so much knowledge to share with everyone. Where we've battled racism for so many years, and we have so many stories to share about that, and I just think that a lot of our knowledge could really help improve situations for Aboriginal people and for people who are oppressed.